So start by sitting down. You could be sitting on a chair. Your legs could be out in front of you. You could sit cross-legged or on a block if you want to prop yourself up. From there, we're going to use the block here too. If you have a block, you're going to hold it right in the middle of your chest. Your forearms are parallel to the ground, your shoulders are down, your neck is long. If you don't have a block, you could just hold anything at all, like a piece of paper or a magazine. So from here, just start to breathe deeply in through the nose and out through the mouth, sitting up tall. Think of your head being in line with your spine. One more deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then you're going to begin to twist to your right on each exhale. So breathe in through the nose and sitting up tall. On the exhale, start to twist to the right, but keep the block right in the middle of your chest. Don't let it dump to one side. And breathe in to get even taller. And twist a little bit more. You won't have as big of a range since you're holding this. In through the nose, really ground in your left hip into the mat. Twist to the right. Take one more inhale. And on the exhale, just let that go. Come to center. You can relax your shoulders for a second. And then we'll go the other way. So you can put a little pressure on the block. Shoulders down, shoulder blades down along your spine. Breathe in through the nose. On the exhale, twist to the left and think of grounding in your right hip bone or sits bone. Breathe in. And exhale, twist a little more, put a little pressure on the block. Try and relax your hip flexors. One more breath in. And exhale. Take one more inhale through the nose, and on the exhale, just let that go. Come back to center. You can sort of rock it out side to side if you need to. We're going to lose the block and do one more twist. So this time, breathe in through the nose. Exhale, really think of your hips staying where they are, like headlights forward, and start to twist from the bottom of your core, like your waist, like you're wringing it out. Breathe in through the nose, and on the exhale, think of twisting your rib cage. You can also put your arms on the mat or on the floor if that helps. Breathe in through the nose. On the exhale, let your shoulders twist. And then allow your head to follow your shoulder, maybe even looking at the wall behind you. So it's a deeper twist. One more inhale. And exhale, gently let that go. Come to center. And set up for the other side. So inhale through the nose, sits bones into the mat firmly, and begin to twist on the exhale from your waist. Grow taller on each inhale. Exhale, twist from the ribs. Get even taller in through the nose. Exhale, let your shoulders twist. Hips are trying to stay grounded and forward. And then inhale. Exhale, turn your head to look over the left shoulder. One more inhale. And come back to center. Now I'm going to send my legs out long in front of me. If you need to have a little bend in them, that's fine depending on your flexibility. You're going to bring your arms up and overhead. And you're just going to gently round over your legs, not stopping. We're going to do 4. Shoulders down, breathe out, exhale, and round over your legs. Inhale, this could be done sitting in a chair or on the floor. Exhale, round over. Inhale, up, and exhale, and you're going to stay down. So rounded spine, you don't have to pull yourself forward. Let your head be heavy. And just hang on to your legs wherever is comfortable. Deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Now you're going to lift up your right elbow and just aim to peek under that elbow. Think of your right hip going back to the wall behind you and your right foot going long out in front of you. So you're reaching that leg in opposition peeking under that right elbow. And then set that down. Head is heavy. You're centered over your legs. Now lift up your left elbow and try and peek under it wherever you are holding onto your legs. Sending the left hip back as if you have your thumb in that hip crease, giving it a gentle push back, at the same time reaching out long with the end of your leg. Good, come back to center, gently roll up. If you have a towel or a shirt or a hoodie or anything, grab that. So I'm going to prop myself up on a block and sit that way. You're welcome to do the same. So I'm holding a towel, just a bath towel. It also could be some sort of resistant band, but it could just be a t-shirt or anything that you can grip slightly wider than shoulder width apart. So bring it out in front of you. You can put a little tension on it, shoulders down. Think of a long neck. Bring that shape exactly up overhead. Try not to change your neck or head at all. And we're going to do 2 different side stretch variations. So from here, you're just going to let yourself dip over to the right, really ground through that left sits bone. Breathe in that position and out. And then hold that shape overhead. Check that your belly button's into your spine, your gaze is forward, and tilt over to the left. Breathing in. And exhale, come to center. Now you're going to keep this shape. So when you lean over to the right, it's like you're framing your face. So you're not probably going to go as far. And then really reach out on this angle, like you're trying to touch the towel to where the wall meets the ceiling. Shoulders down and away from your ears, but reach out. And on an exhale, return to center. Set yourself up, and we'll go to the left. So frame your head, frame your face, reach out on that angle. Think of a heavy right sits bone into the floor or a chair. Reaching out farther and shoulders down and away from your ears. And then back to center and let that go. And you can come to stand or kneel or sit, and we're just going to do 4 arm circles back. Just slowly try and keep your head still. Just relax your face. Try not to move your neck or head. And don't hold your breath. And after 4, switch directions. Good. So we're going to come down to lie on our backs. Your legs can be long and heavy on the floor. Arms down, your gaze is right at the ceiling. From here, just either bend your knees or step your feet to the floor, or let your knees be in the air and your legs just dangle. And just start to rock your pelvis back and forward, just gently until you come to neutral pelvis. So you're firm through your 2 front hip points. There's probably a little natural space under your low back. Your neck is long, your gaze is at the ceiling. Once you've found that, bring your legs up to tabletop. So your thighs are perpendicular to the floor. Keeping your head on the floor for now, you're going to inhale, span the rib cage, let all the air in. On the exhale, you're going to dip your heels towards the floor, keeping that right ankle. You might not go all the way to the floor. Inhale, bring them up. Exhale, keeping your pelvis stable. So if you're in neutral pelvis, keeping that little space underneath your low back. You could just dip a few inches, especially on the first couple, or go further. Make sure your head is heavy on the mat. It's not pulling your body up off the mat. Do 4 more. Belly button to spine. Relax your jaw, relax your face. And last one. Good, and hug your knees in wide around your rib cage and gently rock side to side, massaging out your low back. And then return your legs to tabletop. Make sure your shoulders are down and away from your ears. You could do the same variation or add a curl. So inhale your arms up and long behind you. Exhale, curl up head, neck, and shoulders. Reach forward with your arms and your gaze is right between your thighs. And you're going to do the same variations. You're going to dip your heels towards the mat and bring them up. Try and move with your breath. So if you're going to exhale as you dip down, inhale as you come up, or it could be the opposite. Doesn't really matter. Really reach long with your arms. Pull your belly button in. You should be able to move your head side to side. If your neck's sore, you could always just set it down or set it on a block. Don't look up at the ceiling. Don't strain your neck. Do 2 more. Last one. And let your head down, shoulders down, hug your knees in, rock side to side. Maybe circle your knees wide. Circles moving away from each other. Let your legs be heavy. Let your arms do the work. And switch directions. From here, if you have a block, you can go ahead and put it between the heels of your hands. Put your arms straight up to the ceiling, palms facing each other. Take your legs from tabletop. They could stay in tabletop or they could extend up towards the ceiling so you have a straight leg. You're going to curl head, neck, and shoulders off the mat. Pull belly button to spine. Send your tailbone long on the mat and start to pulse towards your feet. Pulse up and just down as low as your shoulder blades. Up and up. 4, 5, 6. Your gaze is forward. 7, 8. Pull belly button in. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, hold it up, up, reach a little higher, like a centimeter higher. Hold 8, 7, 6. Pull the belly button in. 4, 3, 2, 1. Set that down. Ditch the block. Let your knees gently fall over to the right. Tee your arms. Look over your left shoulder. Take a deep breath here, in through the nose and out through the mouth. And let your legs fall over to the left. Tee your arms, looking over at your right fingertips, over your right shoulder. Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then come back to center. You're going to return your legs to tabletop and go ahead and check in with your pelvis that your 2 hip points and your pubic bone are in one plane and that you have a little space under your low back. You're going to cradle the back of your head with your hands so your elbows are wide. Right away that might have made your ribs flare out, and try and bring them in and down. You're going to curl up head, neck, and shoulders off the mat. You can maybe see your elbows in your peripheral, shoulders down away from your ears. And you're going to reach armpit to knee. So you're going to go right armpit towards your knee, but your knee's not going to move. And then back to the base of your shoulder blades. Think left armpit to knee, base of shoulder blades. Let your head be heavy in your hands so you have no strain in your neck. Opposite and down. Right towards left, down. Left and down. Right arm up and down. Left, down. Belly button in towards your spine. Keep going. Send your tailbone long. We're going to do 3 more on each side. Up and down. up and down, up and down. One more, up and down. Last one, up and down. Set your head down, shoulders down. You can hug your knees in, or you could send your legs long on the floor, reach up and overhead for a full body stretch, maybe interlocking thumbs, reaching for the wall behind you. Take a deep breath, switch the grip on your thumb, reach longer. Send your hips away from your ribs. And let that go. We're going to come on to our right side. So you can let your head rest on a block if you have one. You could also prop your head up by putting your elbow on the mat and holding your head, or you can let your arm be long, your right arm, and rest your head. So pick whatever's comfortable. From here, I have my head in line with my spine all the way to my tailbone, and then I let my legs hinge forward, maybe like 30 degrees at the most. So think of this top leg being really long, and it might even give you a little space in your side waist on your right side. So from here, lift your top leg up to hip height, no higher. Your legs are perfectly parallel. And just start to pulse up and up and up. Think this is a hip is going down towards your feet. Up, 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 up. 8 more. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and stay in that spot. From here, you're going to just gently kick forward and back behind you. You might want to use your arm for balance. You don't want your hip or your spine to move. So you probably don't have a huge range of motion. Send it forward and back. Send it forward and back. 2 more. Forward and back. Long leg, a little room in your side waist that's on the mat, and hover at hip height. If you can, turn the leg out from the hip so your knee is now pointed a little more towards the ceiling. You're going to do little circles, maybe the size of a dodgeball, going backwards. Get behind your body and slightly in front of it. So don't have the circle just in front of your leg. The lowest point would be at hip height. Do 1 more and change direction. Remember, this leg should be long. Think this hip is trying to reach your foot. And set that down. You might want to pound out your butt. You're going to roll onto your other side. Come on to your left side. So line yourself up in the same way. Your hips should be stacked on top of each other. Your shoulders should be stacked on top of each other. Send your legs out on a little bit of an angle, hinging from the hips. Lift your top leg up to hip height, and maybe even put your hand on that hip to really send it down so you get a little space in your left side waist. From here, your legs are parallel. Start to pulse up, not too high, maybe 8 inches. Up and up, down to hip height. Up, pull the belly button in, up, up, up. 8 more. 8, 7, a long leg. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and stop at hip height. You're going to kick forward just a little bit so it doesn't move your pelvis or your back, and kick behind you. So use your top arm for balance. Keep the leg exactly at the height of your hip, and don't let your body compensate to balance. So really stay shoulders stacked on top of each other, hips on top of each other. Try and let your neck be long so that you're looking forward, not down at your leg too much. 2 more. Forward and back and forward and back, and bring it back to hip height. Turn it out from the hip, and circles going back. Pull belly button in, sides of the waist in, let your ribs not be flaring out. Do 3 more, 2 and 1. Change direction, going forward. Long neck, relaxed face. And 2 and 1. And set that down. Good. Okay, from here you're going to come up to hands and knees. So take a minute to check in with your position, that your hands are directly under your shoulders, shoulder width apart, all 10 fingers spread wide. Push the mat away. Head is in line with your spine and your knees are right under your hips, hip width apart. Pull belly button into spine and think of being in one line from your head to your tailbone. And we're going to start with cat-cow. So you're going to let your stomach go towards the mat, your head and your hips arching up towards the ceiling. Exhale, round the spine, belly button to spine, head is heavy, hips are heavy. Inhale to arch. Think of pulling your heart through the top of your arms, reaching for the wall in front of you. Exhale to round higher, higher, higher. One more. Inhale to arch. Exhale to round up, 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 up. And come to neutral. Good. From here, send your left leg directly back. Lift it up to hip height. If you can, extend your opposite arm, your right arm long towards the wall in front of you. Now keeping a neutral spine, so not moving your spine, think of your elbow and knee meeting. They probably won't totally meet. And extend it out. Bring it in. Extend long, long, long. Push the mat away, in with your left arm. Extend and in. Extend and set that down. If you need to just rock it out a little bit or give your wrists a break. And then we'll go the other side. So set up, maybe a little micro bend in the elbows just to protect that joint. Send your right leg long behind you. Lift it up to hip height. Be really firm through your hip points. Extend your left arm towards the wall in front of you. Reach long, long, long. Gaze is right at the mat. Bring knee towards elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale to meet. Inhale, extend. Exhale to meet. Inhale to reach. Last one. Bring it in and out and set that down. You can take just a little break, shake it out. And we'll meet back in hands and knees, same starting spot. So extend your left leg out, lift it up to hip height, extend your right arm. This time, think of those cat and cows. So arch the back and lift the leg and arm up, and then around the back. This time they might actually meet knee to elbow. Reach up, reach in, belly button to spine, arch, and round, bring it in, and arch, and round, and set that down. We'll go right to the other side, right leg back, up to hip height, belly button to spine. Let go of the left arm, think long, long, long. Now arch up and round the spine, knee to elbow. Arch and round, arch and round. Last one, arch, reach, 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 round, and set that down. Take a rest, maybe sit back, circle out your wrists, whatever feels comfortable. Okay. From here, you're going to come back to hands and knees. You're going to take your right arm out to the side. Twist up as much as you can, maybe all the way towards the ceiling. Let your gaze follow that hand. And thread it underneath, not staying, just reaching up to the ceiling. Thread it through. Reach up, and this time go all the way down. You might be able to balance by putting your head on the mat or your shoulder. You could always put a block under your head so you don't have to come down as far. Take a deep breath there. And then come back up. And we'll go the other side. Reach your left arm up to the side and let it open up to the ceiling, shoulder down and away from your ear. Thread it through, bend that right elbow a little. Reach it up. Keep breathing, don't hold your breath, and exhale. One more, reaching up. And this time you can come all the way down onto that shoulder or the side of your head. Take a couple deep breaths. And come back up. All right, we're going to do 3-minute-long holds. So this first one is going to be a plank hold. So the top of your plank. So you could also do this on elbows if it's more comfortable. But you're going to put your hands directly under your shoulders like they were in quadruped on hands and knees. Extend your legs back or prop them up on something. And we are beginning. So think of your fingers being wide, pushing the mat away from you. Your head's in line with your spine. You can sort of play with tucking your pelvis a little under or flaring your bum up a little bit. Belly button to spine, sides of the waist in. Breathing in and out. Push the mat away. Shoulders down and away from your ears. Firm legs, firm through the quads. If you're on your hands, push through all 10 fingers. Maybe a little tiny micro bend in the elbows. You can try tucking that pelvis under a little bit. And we're done in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let that go. Come to rest wherever is a comfortable resting position. We're going to do a reverse plank for a minute. So I set this up by sitting with my hands behind me about 8 inches. They could be, your fingers could face your hips or out to the side. You could do this like a reverse tabletop or extend your legs long. So you want your shoulders down away from your ears and you want your gaze either completely forward or completely back, not at the ceiling. Forward is probably better. Pull belly button to spine, sides of the waist in. Think of a long neck and shoulders down and away from your ears. Push your hips up, really activate the glutes. You could do little variations where you march a leg up, bent or straight. Just make sure your pelvis is staying, so you don't want to lift a leg and then dump to one side even a little bit. So check in with your hip bones. It's all in one spot. Keep breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, belly button to spine. Push up, up, up. And done in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently set yourself down. Take a little rest. Shake out the wrists or roll them out. And I want to show one more stretch here. Can I grab that block for a second? So I'm going to show the more advanced version of it first, depending, it's not necessarily advanced, just depends if it works for you or not. So I'm going to reach back for my heels with my hands and let my head look back and open up my chest, and it stretches my hip flexors and my shoulders are down. But that might not be available, so if you have 2 blocks, if you can reach for them on either side of you and lean back enough to put a little weight, then you could also do it that way. The goal being to open up your chest and stretch your hip flexors. You want to try it with these? And then the very last thing we're going to do is, you could do this against a wall or on the floor. Your legs can be long or bent. You're just going to make goalpost shapes with your arms. So your arms are out at shoulder height, and then bend your elbows so you're making a right angle. I have my hands in a fist. My shoulders are down away from my ears, and give a little gentle push into the floor. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, shoulders down, push that fist into the floor. Head is heavy on the floor, everything else should be relaxed. Your jaw, your tongue and your mouth. Let your legs be heavy and long. Push, push, push. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. 3 more breaths in, out, in, out, in, push, out, and let your arms go and just come down to your side. Let everything be heavy on the floor, and take 2 final deep breaths to finish. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Let all the air out. In through the nose, and out. Safe knee.